Hi everybody, my name is Eli.
I'm Jason.
I'm Caden.
I'm Jaden.
I'm Nicole.
And this is the YHWH Torah YouTube channel, and this is the Commands of Yah.
And we thank you guys very much for joining us. Our digital family out there, we really appreciate you out there. We do value you guys more than anything, and we thank you guys that you'll spend a little bit of time here looking through the law, statutes, and commands with us. And we are headstrong into Deuteronomy, and it's getting kind of complex, but we are getting it. Today is month 6. Today is the 3rd day, and today is the 23rd day on our Creator's calendar. And we thank you guys again very, very much for doing your time with us, spending your time with us, and hanging out with us. So we are going to go into our handy dandy split screen. Keep going, Eli. All right, we almost got it. One day we'll get it. One day we'll get a fast tablet, and this will go fast, and we won't have to do these real long. Okay, so here we are. We have this. I don't think I have anything to talk about yesterday's stuff. It is getting a little complex. I think Nicole is a little bit behind on the law, statutes, and commands. I think we still have to do Shabbats as well, and it's getting very tricky. This list is getting very large. There's so many different subcommands in various places, and we're just trying to do the best job that we are doing. And I don't know so much as we're doing it, but we are trying very, very hard. And so we will see what it looks like when we are done with this. And I guess everyone be understanding that we need to think about this stuff. We need to dial this in, and we need to get the right commandments for what we can do that we are working with today. Okay, Deuteronomy 25. If there be a controversy between men, and they come into judgment, that the judges may judge them, and they shall justify the righteous and condemn the wicked. Then they shall justify the righteous and condemn the wicked. I don't think I said that right.
Yeah.
And it shall be, if the wicked man be worthy to be beaten, that the judge shall cause him to lie down and to be beaten before his face, according to his fault, by a certain number. 40 stripes may he give him, and not exceed, lest, if he should exceed, and beat him above these with many stripes, then your brother should seem vile unto you. Okay, this is very interesting, right? So this is these are hard things to do. We don't live in a world where people get beat like this anymore. You go to jail and you don't really get beat or anything of the sort. And if this was the thing about our world that we live in is there's no righteousness in it. A judge will cast judgment on somebody, and that judge is there for 25 years on the bench. They have no idea who comes and who goes. They really don't even care. If the world was the right place to do it and somebody deserved lashings, you would do it before the judge, and you wouldn't do it more than 40 stripes. Who do we know that had almost 40 stripes?
Yehoshua.
Yeah. How many do you have?
39.
39. And they beat him good. And so this is interesting judgments right here. Do you guys like this?
I mean, I guess, yeah, I guess it depends on the sin. I guess maybe it's not.
I mean, is this the kind of
it's not a sin worth death, but it's worth punishment.
Yeah, I mean, but it's going to be good. I mean, if you're laying down, I don't know if there's going to have your shirt on or shirt off, and I don't know what kind of beating this is going to be, a rod or it's going to be a whip.
Obviously, a flogging.
Flogging, that's probably a whip, but I mean, that's hardcore. One whipping is hardcore across your back.
I mean, it says give him the amount to whoever's worth. 40 is the max you can do, so I don't think it's like every time it's 40, it's like 1, 2.
Well, yeah,
like but 40 is if you really like right before death.
I would imagine 3 is probably a lot of default what they did, for kids that do stupid things and ended up there. Cade, you're gonna stay awake with me here? Are you sleeping at all, buddy? Not at all. You're not sleeping at night?
No, I'm sleeping at night.
Are you sure?
Yeah.
Okay, you're just out cold on me. All right, I have to get you a pillow and some sleeping stuff or something. A blanket? Okay, here we go. All right, so 40 stripes is it. You shall not muzzle the ox when he treads out the grain. Does anyone else have any other translation other than that?
Mine says, do not muzzle an ox while it is threshing. Did they muzzle oxes? Like, why do you put a muzzle on an ox?
I don't know, but I think it would hamper hamper its breathing.
Yeah, it probably like, can't open his mouth to breathe and stuff.
It'd be like people attempting to put masks on people and asking them to breathe for 2 years and seeing what happens. Shouldn't there be a law right there? You shall not muzzle the humans while they walk over the lands. I don't know. Anyway, we'll go to the next one. So that first 1 through 4 or 1 through 3, I guess we can't do because we're not going to be beating people in the land. But we can do number 4, where it says, "You not muzzle the ox when he treads out the grain." Don't muzzle the ox or the humans. So is that a command, Nicole? You got that?
Yep.
So whatever it is and why it is, we don't know, but it is a command. If you have an oxen, and you should not muzzle it when you're using them. If brethren dwell together, and one of them die, and have no child, the woman of the dead shall not marry unto a stranger. Her man's brother shall go in unto her, and take her to him to be his woman, and perform the duty of a man's brother unto her. Okay, there you go. So there's a command right there as well.
Right.
Which is command you guys are under as well.
Right.
Just so you guys understand that.
It's just strange. I don't know how that even works. But.
Yeah, so I guess when your brother gets married, you would be looking at her and wondering, I wonder if that will ever be my wife.
That's weird.
Well, that's
you
what...
better marry someone you both like.
Yeah. We don't want to go too far down that road, but there we go. So yeah, that is a command, right? So
yeah,
there we go.
Right.
There we go. So sister-in-law might actually end up being wife.
And it's so weird. I wonder how that. It seems really weird. Like, it's just...
It does probably seem pretty weird. It's probably going to seem very weird to your wife. It's going to seem very weird to it. But the command is why. Why is this like this?
So that your brother has some kind of.
Well, we'll read. And it shall be that the firstborn which she bears shall succeed in the name of his brother, which is dead, and that his name be not put out of Yashrael.
So basically, you name him his brother's name?
Billy. So we'd have kids. Jade, you die. Cade takes your wife. We name him Jade.
Yeah, I guess so.
Jaden? You want to be called
So
called
I
Jubby
have
or
a question,
Jade?
though. How can we do this in this land today? Because that's not.
What do you mean how you can do in this land?
It's not. I mean, we can't beat people.
walk into the house.
You can't go marry your brother's wife if you already have a wife.
Says who?
That's not how it is
There's
today.
down
you
in
know that.
down in South America. There's no such thing as like real weddings or real stuff
No.
like that. You like somebody, you move in, and that's the way it happens down here. So what are you saying, Nicole? So you're saying
In
this?
today's day and age, you can't have more than one wife in.
You can't have more than one wife, but you could have your own little kind of. You don't have to be legally married by the state. Why wouldn't you take on Yah's stuff, right? If you wanted your own marriage, if this is Yah's laws, this is not my law. I'm not saying this is my stuff. I'm just saying that this is the command. That if the boys ended up with and died, and they did not have kids, the command.
I know, but the list is commands that we can do today.
We could do these today. Who says we can't do this today?
Okay.
What do you mean? What do you mean? Are we? I mean, we're not like Brigham Young or something and trying to do this in North America. I'm just saying, if the land that you are on, we are out in the middle of nowhere, right? We live out in the middle of nowhere. It's kind of our own little place.
Do you really think Jaden or Caden's wife is going to allow for them to go get another wife?
It's Yah's commandments.
Do you think
this
in
isn't.
this day and age it's not?
It's not for them to decide.
If they're Torah keepers, I'm sure they.
Yeah, if they're Torah keepers, if they are understanding that the law, statutes, and commands of our Creator are more important than anything, then that's the way it is. And if Jaden didn't have a kid, and that's the only way that his name would live on. That's how this was worked out. Everyone good?
Yeah, I think we got over this. All right.
Everyone good?
Yep.
So same for Cade. Jade, you would be naming your kid Caden.
Right, Eli.
Well, same thing. Same thing. So, I'm not saying this. Here we go. So, 7. And if the man like not to take his brother's woman, then let his brother's woman go up to the gate of the elders, unto the elders, and say, my man's brother refuses to raise up his brother a name in Yashrael. He will not perform the duty of my man's brother. Beta. Then the elders of the city shall call him and speak unto him, and if he stand to it and say, I like not to take her, then his brother's woman come unto him in the presence of the elders, and loose his shoe from off his foot, and spit in his face, and shall answer and say, so shall it be done unto that man that will not build up his brother's house. And his name shall be called in Yashrael, the house of him that has his shoe loosed.
His sandal removed.
Is that what you want, Nicole? You want our kids to be the house with the shoe loose?
So if you didn't take your brother, you get spit in the face and you lose a shoe.
Why is that? Why is this?
You're like dishonoring your brother.
You're dishonoring Yah. You're dishonoring Yah. He doesn't want you blotted out of the kingdom. He doesn't want your name blotted out of Yashrael, right? If you end up dead, and this is the way of Yah's stuff, and this is the fun stuff about where multiple wives, right? The women don't want to hear that. No woman wants to hear that. But a Torah observant man and a Torah observant woman would figure this out. But there's no other way to do it unless they're Torah observant. Okay, so here we go. So who is it? Which one of you is going to be the house of the loose shoe? Jade,
No.
you build up your brother's wife?
I guess so.
Jade, you build up it? Are you gonna?
I don't know. Are we even getting married?
I doubt it. There's no
We
one
have
to get married. I'm just saying
we have
that
to
if
get
we
married
did.
first before any of this
Yeah,
ever happens.
there's
so.
absolutely no prospects. I see nothing on your thing, and considering we never leave the farm, there's probably not going to be any prospects. So we're going to have to wait for the
So
kingdom
we don't
to
have
come.
to worry about this whole
Well,
situation.
we do have to worry about it because if it does happen, I need first of all your mom to be on the right side of it. I need your wives to be on the right side of it.
We'll deal with that when that happens. Until then, we're good.
Okay, just so you know, that is a law, right, Nicole?
Mm-hmm.
Nicole, you the handy dandy
Continue on.
scribe. Okay,
Continue on.
but you do have this, right?
I got it.
Okay, great. Okay, and his name shall be called in Yashrael. I already said that. The house of him that has his shoe loosed. Should say it again.
Abby says unsandaled.
Unsandaled.
Mine's just sandal remote.
Is that what you want to be, boys? Unsandaled?
I don't
Is that
know.
what you want?
I'm not a big fan of sandals.
Yeah, you're not Tarzan. This dude. That's funny because I was actually going to talk about this. I thought about this the other night, and this is off the topic. Sorry, in the middle of this thing. I wear socks all the time because down here you get bit on your feet like crazy. And I was thinking about the other day. I wear socks all the time, but yet we have Tarzan or Cade who walks around with the scorpions and the snakes and everything barefoot all over the place. He's like some kind of like man jungle boy or something. But he's the only one that can do that. Everyone else of us, I think.
I prefer not getting bit in the feet and not having like rocks on my feet.
You don't go a day without getting bit at least several times, but getting bit on the feet, you remember that, and it's like you can't get to the itch. I don't know what it is about foot bites.
Oh, it's terrible.
It doesn't work. It's not good.
Nothing will like calm the itch.
And these bugs will actually bite through your socks. They'll bite through your clothes. They'll bite. It's everything. But this is just a little temporary relief. Anyway, now let's not have our loose sandals.
11.
Okay. When men strive together one with another, and the woman of the one draws near for her, settle down, boys. Near for to deliver her out of the hand of him that smites him, and puts forth her hand and takes him by the secrets. Then you shall cut off her hand. Your eye shall not pity her.
All right. Mine says other things. But
What was your say, Jones? What?
I
You said it the other day. Why can't you say it now?
didn't say it on video.
Yeah, you did. I think you said the
No.
other
No,
day.
I didn't.
You didn't?
No,
Say it.
I was saying we haven't gone on this command yet. I'm like, well, it's weird.
We don't be vulgar in this house.
Abby says private parts.
Private parts.
There we
Okay.
go.
Okay. We have to discuss it. We can't roll on.
I know, but
So
it's like
two dudes
kids.
are duking it out, and the woman gets in the middle of it and grabs the dude. You cut her hand off.
Yeah. And you're like, all right. Two
Well,
dudes
I mean-
that are gonna have a beef. They're gonna have to deal
Okay,
with it.
so two dudes have a beef. What is this saying?
I guess
The two dudes need to have the beef and leave the women out.
Men are gonna be men. They're gonna deal with their problems the manly way, right? They're gonna like probably brawl it out, and they gotta get it out. But I mean, when something else interferes, it only makes the problem worse.
Here's something that So this is the world of fighting and things of that nature. I've seen this many times where two dudes are duking it out, and the dude is getting smoted, and the chick will come in there and start fighting like a man. And it doesn't end right because the chick usually gets knocked out or something terrible happens like that. And I do not believe that women should ever be fighting and doing things like that nature. But being said that, I believe that every woman should all have a black belt in jiu-jitsu and some sort of violent sport so that they do have a chance against men because it's not a fair fight, and there's women are abducted all the time, and if they all had black belt in jiu-jitsu, that would be down less. The guys would be getting stuck into triangles and chokes out and all sorts of stuff. So anyway, if the woman, this is a law, Nicole.
I got it.
What'd you put it as?
I haven't named it yet.
What are we going to name this? We're already in the pit today. What do we name this?
I don't know. If a woman grabs a man,
If a woman grabs a man in the secrets
during a fight,
you cut her hand off. Well, I mean, this is another thing. We can't do that. We can't cut a woman's hand off in this. This is one of these laws that you can't.
yeah. If you want to cut
could-
someone's hand off for this, they'd be like, you go to
You
jail.
could definitely marry your brother's wife without a problem, but you can't grab a woman and cut her hand off.
Why not?
Why not? Because you go to jail. You would go
What
to
do
jail
you
in
think
this.
about having multiple wives in the States?
You're not gonna go. It doesn't matter. It's not gonna. You're not gonna be going out in public and things of that nature. You're taking care of it. This is a private, privy matter in your own camp, your own
Maybe
tribe.
it's a private, privy matter of the fight too. In your
Dude,
own
if first
camp.
time someone grabs someone, dude, I think the
Dude,
dude
it's-
himself would cut her hand off. Like, why did you just do that? I'm trying to fight this dude. Why would you just do this to me?
Because he was getting his butt whipped. The guy was getting
Exactly.
beat up bad, and so the wife came and tried to make it right. And it's just saying that women should not be...
Let them fight.
Let the dudes duke it. Even if your old man is getting the snot beat out of him, you're going to have to let that happen. Or I guess it didn't say anything else. It says in the secrets, I guess you could take a baseball bat and crush it over the dude's head. I mean, this is what it's saying, right?
I mean,
we're saying that if she grabs him by the stuff, you cut her hand off. What happens if she clubs him over the back of the head or something, knocks him out? This is interesting,
yes,
right?
I guess only if she grabs him.
Only if she does that and basically disables the man, right? That's what she would do. She would disable the guy in the fight. So if she disabled the guy in the fight, then it would be like 2-on-1 kind of. But it doesn't say anything about her that if she like dumps a bucket of water on the dude that's winning, or something else like burns him or something. I don't know. I'm just saying we have to discuss this stuff, even though as weird as it is. So do we have this? This does not be a command. We can't cut her hand off. But we should have women should not be involved in a fight. They just can't have the judgments with it. Nicole, I'm getting nothing from her. It's like the silence.
Yeah, I don't know. I don't know what to do.
I feel like you're picking and choosing.
How am I picking and choosing? Because the kids have to raise up a woman? It's what it says. It doesn't say we have to terminate a lady's hand. It doesn't say. That's a huge thing.
I know, but then you also didn't do the one about beating the guy.
What about beating a guy?
You said we can't do that either.
Flog him?
So we
Which him?
can't do
Or
this.
we whip him.
Well, we can't.
So then we can't put this one as a law either because we can't cut off her hand.
Right, but you could have your sons marry the daughter, right? You're not cutting a lady's hand off. You know what I'm saying?
I get that. So this one can't be a law either. If we don't put the one in about beating people, then this one can't be a law either.
Okay, so I'm gonna go back to that one about the beating. I don't. That has to be like in front of a judge. Like a judge has to give that kind of.
Yeah, and we don't have.
judge.
Yeah, it's a righteous judge, a Torah walking judge. That's different than this.
All right, we don't have a judge that'll give us that.
Why are you rolling your eyes and nodding your head?
Do what you want. I'll put whatever you want.
I will do what I want. But
I
I know. All right, so we're back to 11. Now, one is not a commandment. Let's go down this thing. What about the women? The woman it
doesn't say who has to cut off her hand. It says you cut off her hand. It doesn't say an elder or a Levite or anything like that. It says you shall cut off her hand. It doesn't say who cut
It
off
says
her
show her no pity either. Show her no pity.
Like, what if the dude reached around, like he has a knife or something, and cuts her hand off?
So is that literal? That
Well,
you cut her hand
It
off?
says you shall not show pity on her. I mean, what happens if some dude breaks in your house and is fighting your old man? I think she could disable him then,
No,
right?
I think you'd be allowed to kill that dude. You should, like, stab that dude. You shouldn't do it.
Right, but here's the law, though. If a guy breaks in a house and he's beating up the other dude and she does that, would this law still be for her?
I don't feel. I mean, she's defending her household at that point. I mean, if you're out in the street fighting,
This is a strange command. This is a very strange command.
I mean, say if the two dudes are out having a beef in the middle of the street, and then this lady, I mean, that's a problem.
I feel like this was like a controlled violence, like where if someone was in the house, you wouldn't be going that. You'd be trying to kill this dude. If he was trying to beat up your husband in a thing, you should go and kill this dude. Like if he's sitting there breaking it at night, there's no like mercy for this dude.
So we're gonna have to wait to some land on this stuff, but I don't know. I need something else.
Let us know in the comments below.
Yes or let us know in the comments below. Yes or no on this, gentlemen. Anyone? Nicole's shaking her head. She doesn't want anything to do with this one.
I think we should put it there. Maybe to be determined, but like 2 asterisks. Not sure it should be in there yet.
Definitely 2 asterisks because it's in the land.
In the land, maybe.
You wouldn't even now. You would be charged with an offense. If you cut a woman's hand off, you're going to. That's like assault.
Yeah,
That's like
beyond
that's
assault.
assault with a deadly weapon. And in fact, they could probably put you down for murder because if you didn't just like help her out after you cut her hand off, she'd be bleeding badly. This would be messed up. This is a crazy command.
I mean, I'm pretty sure after I heard this command, no one did this. Like, all right, nope, we all need our hands.
But this doesn't stop her from taking like a chunk of wood and crushing it over his head.
Yeah, it's only that one act. If they don't do anything else, I guess it's cool.
Huh. Okay, I don't know. Is there a command or not?
Oh, yeah, I guess so. I mean, yeah, kind of.
For in the land.
In the land. Yeah, in the land. We can't do this. But I mean...
I can't go around cutting people's hands off for doing
But see,
that.
then we would have to put the one about the beating. That would have to be in the land as well, too.
I guess that'd be kind of like your jail time. Instead of going to jail, that's what you do in the land.
Right, instead of a government. When you have a different government, that is your government, right? But yeah, I mean, it's in the land, That's what we would
And
want.
we have numerous commands in our list that are for in the land.
All right, fine. Let's put that in there. If there's a controversy between two men and the judge judges it, then the guy can get beat up to 40 times.
Okay, so I'm feeling like this chapter has a lot to do about fighting.
Yeah, there is a lot about fighting.
Maybe the conflict with the man is like they two are duking it out or something.
Something bad happening here, like.
Something happened where they have to have these laws.
Okay, so are we going to verse 1?
I mean, in the land, that's your.
Are we really
that's your
botching
judgment.
all these laws, statutes, and commandments at this point? Are we just botching this? I don't know.
That's basically the laws for that's your judgment in the land. In the land, that's your judgment. Here on this land, you have different like the Babylonians have.
See, this is judgment right here. This is judgment.
That's your judgment. You do. But we don't have someone that will give us that judgment. We have someone who sent us to jail for 90 days.
And I mean, judgments aren't what we're keeping. We're keeping the laws, statutes, and commands, and the judgments are what we get when we don't keep those laws, statutes, and commands.
Right. So, and you'd have a judge or an elder or somebody be like, okay, you get this many beatings for this.
Yeah. So I guess that's what it would be. I guess you're right on this. I guess 1 through 3 would be a law of some kind. What is it? It's a judgment.
You shall have.
You cannot give a man more than 40 stripes. I think is a command. If he deserved a beating, he would not get more than 40 stripes. And then that is the command right there. 40 stripes you may give and not exceed, because the rest of it is just strictly judgment. All right. I hate to say this. Now we're back to this other one.
Oh yeah.
Is this a?
I mean, it's another judgment.
Women. Yeah, well, then you shall cut off her hand, you shall not pity her. That is a judgment.
What if a dude reaches in and grabs another dude?
It doesn't say anything about that.
during the
These dudes are
fight.
scrapping, man. That's the way it goes. Yeah, it just happens. Let's go. So yes or no on this. So the first one I think is actually a law. This one is more of a judgment. If this happens, so I mean,
Cut off someone's hand, cut off a lady's hand if she's like, hell.
she should not take another. I don't know what the command would even be.
It's be a long one. It's maybe a long letter command.
I don't even know. Essentially, a woman shouldn't. I don't know. Where's the command? Women are even fighting. I don't know. 11 and 12. I'm going to bypass this because I do not know.
To be determined. Please.
To be determined, but we don't. I don't want to miss this. I'll be like.
We would love your input.
We would love your input. Yeah, anybody that can help us out with this. Is this just a strictly judgment, or how do we work this in today's world? All right, 13. You shall not have in your bag diverse weights, a great and a small.
Okay, that's the easy one.
Yeah, easy one. Woo, hey, we made it easy. You shall not have in your house diverse measures, a great and small. Okay, so don't have diverse weights and measurements. And there's two commands there, but it'd be the same thing. We already have that, though, right? We have diverse.
I'm pretty sure. I mean, we've heard this a lot.
I don't know if we have weights and measurements.
Don't we have weights and measurements already?
I thought like don't. I figured. I think we did. I know I've heard this
If we
a
don't,
lot.
we do now, and if not, then we have two more that go under that. All right, let's continue on. But you shall have a perfect and just weight, a perfect and just measure shall you have, that your days may be lengthened in the land which YHWH Eloheka gives you.
We do. We have it, just so you know.
Okay, and so this is yet more important stuff, right? That our Creator does not want to get His people ripped off. And it's very easy, like back in the day when he was talking about these weights and measurements, they would have like little weight, like literally weights, and then they would have ones that looked just like it, but they would weigh less or they would weigh more. So if they wanted to rip the guy off, if they wanted the guy to pay more, they would have, it would be
pound and a half.
it would be a heavier one, right? And if he wanted to screw the guy rip him off, I shouldn't say that word. If he wanted to rip him off when he was bringing stuff in and buying it from him, he would have lesser weights, right? It wouldn't weigh as much.
It'd be like one weighs a pound and a half, but it only says a pound on it.
Right, exactly, and that's what he's talking about. And these guys probably all had that, and so
it's definitely
and the world is absolutely like this as well. If you don't think it's like that, have you paid taxes? That's not right. Okay, for all these things, for all that do such things, and all that do unrighteously are an abomination unto YHWH Eloheka. Okay, so that's again, it's reiterating Yah's stuff.
Don't try to steal.
Yeah, don't try to rip Yah's people off. He doesn't like deceit. Remember what Amalek did unto you by the way, when you were forth come out of Mitzrayim. How he met you by the way and smote the hindside of you, even all that were feeble behind you, when you were faint and weary, and he feared not Elohim. Therefore it shall be when YHWH Eloheka has given you rest from all your enemies round about in the land which YHWH Eloheka gives you for an inheritance to possess it, that you shall blot out the remembrance of Amalek from under heaven, you shall not forget it.
I don't know if that's a command because I don't know who Amalek is. I mean, we can put it in there, like.
You don't know who Amalek is?
I know, but like nowadays, everybody like Amalek's children, Amalek.
Oh yeah,
It might have already blotted him out or something.
yeah, he's already blotted.
He's probably
out.
gone, but
All right, I'm not done yet. We already spent a tremendous time on 11 and 12. We need to figure this out right now. Let's read it. You read it in your translation.
alrighty. When men fight together, a man with another, and the wife of one, draw near and rescue your husband from the hand of the one attacking him, and shall put out her hand and seize him by the genitals. Then you shall cut off her hand. Your eye does not pardon.
It says the guy attacking him.
Right, so it's like he broke into the house maybe or something.
But it's still, I mean, this doesn't seem like a fair fight. Some dude came in and attacking. I mean, you could say you have a 6-foot guy and a 5'2" guy. One guy's just strappy. 6-foot guy comes and just starts manhandling the 5-foot guy. This basically Yah says let it happen.
Right, but you can basically do anything else. You can't do this one thing, but you can beat him over the head with a baseball bat.
So you can totally knock him out.
Right, grab a swing.
Yeah, grab some sort of a iron fire thing or something and, take him out. So this seems like it is only if she defends her husband in this one way.
This one way. So yeah, I think we should have this.
But what about a swift kick?
So kicking that's different. She didn't seize it. She just hit.
She's did a swift kick. That would seem to me like far more brutal than
I don't know.
I don't know. So is this okay?
Maybe it's because her hand's defiled.
Maybe.
Probably. Here's hands to file. Yeah, let's cut off her hand for that. Okay, is there any command or anything? Are we?
I think we should add. I mean, Yah told us to do it for a reason. So yeah.
Yeah, in the land.
In the land. Okay, so I got 2 of you. Nicole's definitely out on this one.
What do you got, Trev?
Anything? Kate's just sleeping over there. He looks
I'm just
drained.
I'm trying to figure this one out here. I don't really know.
He'll be back
it feels
to us
like
after
a
he
command,
sleeps.
but
It feels like a command. So if men strive together and a woman, I don't even how would you put this command? If a woman tries to save her man in the wrong way.
If a woman sees a man blank.
I have to read this out loud on every Shabbat thing we do.
We can have good words.
Yeah, we can word this better.
Private parts is good.
When a woman seizes a man during a fight.
If a woman comes to defend her man and if she's trying to defend her man from a fight and seizes him in the private parts,
her hand cut
her hand off. But it seems that if some 6-foot guy is just beating the snot out of this little 5-foot guy, and the wife comes
There's
to save
better
him.
ways to defend him. I think that's
the point. Yeah.
Is there?
I don't know. If he's getting beat up, man, I mean, you can beat him over the head.
Bat to his knees. I mean, there's
a lot of discussion here, but a lot of it we can't have over this kind of a forum here. Okay, but yes, so we put that in there. We come up with the right words to say. We don't snicker on every time we do this, and I guess we go from there. Anyone else have anything?
Tonight is Youth for Yah Spanish.
Youth for Yah Spanish, guys. Please tune in. If you know anyone who's speaking Spanish, send that your way. That didn't sound right. Send this to them your way, their way. Anyway, that's not right either.
Just send them the link.
Just send them the link. All right. Thank you guys very, very much for spending time with us. We are sorry. We don't mean this to sound goofy. We're literally. If you've ever had to try to write out the laws of Yah, this is what we are trying to do. And so we are just trying to be the best that we can be on this. And some of these are a little odd. Some of these are a little weird that we don't want to talk about. Some of these are just really strange situations that would occur. But it is amazing that our Creator has had such a forward vision that He is able to give us things of this nature. And I'm sure if we understood the entire situation, I'm sure it would make complete sense to us. But considering we're 3,000 years later, we don't exactly understand it. We're doing the best we can. So, guys, thank you very much. We love y'all, and we will see you again.
Shalom. Shalom.